Hey folks, in today's video we're back with more high score Balatro. In this run, early game money floated nicely thanks to a Midas Mask and golden ticket, but a complete lack of voucher skips combined with several antes of Planet Merchant in the shop left me without overstock for 30 antes and frantically rolling to find the remaining pieces. Enjoy the video. Probably do want to get the voucher even though it's a bad idea. Hey, welcome C-dubs. Oh, that's a full house. Alright, let's grab this. It's not great early. We'd rather have it later, but I don't know. I've been having such bad voucher luck lately that I don't want to have to do with risking that. Did you just redo the stream? I don't even know what that means. Name checks out though, tinfoil. Alright, that's a... This is an actual voucher that we want to get early, even if we don't necessarily want antimatter off rip. Burning Man. I mean, C-dubs would approve of that. Nothing good there. Unfortunately, we just, like, this is the problem with, probably just go for the flush. Our money is kind of the problem with taking the, hieroglyph voucher, right? In that we don't have much. Well, maybe the credit card does it for us. It's that thing I said I didn't want to have happen. Let's do this for now. Four of a kind should win. I'd really rather not have to do that, so let's do the full house instead. You just buy blank and get antimatter right away. Unfortunately, yes. Is the worst timing for antimatter, but at least it's here. Ooh, speaking of, at least it's here. It's an 8-ball. Why is it bad to get antimatter soon? Look at my jokers, dog. Look at my money, dog. Why is it good to get antimatter soon? Yeah, but you got antimatter. Some people don't get it in their shops. Okay, most people don't get to anti 25 as regularly as I do, though. No disrespect or whatever. But those are probably the same people salivating over getting an ante to antimatter. Plutonic Bird, thank you for the 3. Manifesting a Midas plus Vamp right now? Why would you want bad things for me? Why does chat always seem to have the worst ideas for what could help a run? Kind, probably not it. Need a red seal still. I'll take a purple, especially on a 6. You love to see it. Well. Cool. Do we go for it? Oh, that was actually a bad play. I wanted the runner value more than I wanted a chance at 8-ball. Yeah. Now we're getting bad vouchers. Not even unhelpful vouchers like antimatter in that spot, but like just actively bad ones. Perfect. I'll break it too. Level, thank you for the bits. Okay, I think that goes in place of the runner maybe, so that we don't have to keep chasing straights. And then we're looking for a golden ticket now for our econ. Should have taken that, what was it, the arrowhead? Yeah, Chad and Ticket is the dream right now. $55 cheeseburger. 55 fries. No. Ice cream is still a little bit helpful here. Pareidolia manifestation. Don't make me tap the sign. That's not quite enough. Mars is fine. Oh, God. Oh. World's worst red seal just dropped. Like, it literally cannot get worse than that. Perfect. Here. Okay, maybe there's just a better reds seal somewhere else. Nope. Okay. Ice cream no longer so good. Huge, actually. Oh. At least the temperances are flowing, but the... There we go. Okay, who dies for this? 8-ball? Another chance at it? No, I don't think I will. Elk. I give it the sub. Guess we're doing hearts. Anonymous, thank you for the gifted sub. Okay. Maybe it's not the arrowhead angle. I don't even really need the Midas anymore. I honestly don't even need the Burn Joker anymore. What am I doing with that? Sorry, C-dubs, I didn't mean it. Look, at least Burn Joker is one we can agree on, unlike Ouija, so. Stop giving me trash vouchers, please. At least the game is giving me plenty of temperances. DNA just so that we have it? Not that we're going to use it for a while. Yeah, that one's on me. Surprised you didn't DNA that ace. Then how would I get the sweet score? Also, why would I DNA the ace? Calcium Girl, thank you for the gifted sub. I'm gonna have to sell it if I get a Ecto anyway. Not a very good mime. Well, at least we're good at hitting the multi, I guess. Red seal and purple seal. You considered neither. Uh-oh. Okay. I have no Queen of Hearts. At least not at the moment. Yeah. Blue seal, not it. Wrong color seal, unfortunately. Still have no reason to DNA anything. Nope. Actually, I had just gotten the seance online with the sun. Bummer. Well, that's kind of nice. I think that's about average for a stream. Yeah. Yeah, if you ignore the past few times where it's taken me like nearly 30 attempts to get us an ecto. I think we can go in now, maybe? Let's start here. I almost sold the blueprint. Okay. Pretty good. What if we death the purple? Yeah, the fact that it is a 6 isn't irrelevant as well. 102, this is 120. Hand size is back. Let's go with another 6. We really need to get those strengths somewhere, right? I think we skip it for now. Okay, so for the plant, we need to save money. Because our scoring is going to come from the bowl. No, Overstock sucks. It would have been better instead of ante-2 antimatter. Now that's a chatter that gets it, finally. Part of the reason antimatter isn't good super early is you aren't evaluating it just having antimatter versus not having antimatter. You're evaluating it as having antimatter versus not having another voucher because it takes a voucher spot. Antimatter matters a lot less when you have 5 free Joker slots at the start of the game. Yeah, I had zero. Like I had 1 Joker I think at the time, and people were pogging out of their gourd over it. We do only have 1 queen, but not like you're doing anything. $25 chips. Let's do 1 roll here. Neat. Whoops. Well, we can turn this into the Queen of Hearts now. Okay. Pretty good. Shouldn't have tried to win here. That was a mistake. Should have moved the blueprint. Make another Queen of Hearts and another Jack of Hearts. Jake. Unfortunately, I think I just should do this. One here. Technically, this means I could hit another straight flush. I don't have another 10 of hearts. Probably will want to use the immolate. 1 strength down, chat. case we get the golden ticket again. Good to help with the straight flushes again. Alright, who dies here? Maybe it's you. Holds. Neat. Guess we're not using the simulate. Bummer. Hold. Wait. Double spectral blocking. Scammed. Foiled again. Well, okay. Now the cryptid is really good. And we can try and break this. I should try and not die, right? Or at least make sure that I don't die. Honestly, we need to be getting out of chips, though, is the problem. I said out of chips. Honestly, that could be good as a desperation play. Okay, we're fine here. bean. This is not good. Oh. Voucher's good. Just need some scoring. I'm gonna do this because we need some scoring so badly. I think I have enough money to support that right now. It might just have to be the stencil play. Thing important as a heart. Love it? I mean, that's why we took it. I don't love it, but that is why we took it. Again, it's just a devastating lack of overstock is trying to kill me here. So it's 525 versus 16 times 348. Is that right? 125 versus 4 to the third 64 times 3. 128. That's not a very big difference, is it? No, that's 164 times 2. 192. So it is better with the acrobat. Next ante looking pretty difficult though. A good roll at least. More steel. Can't really do anything with either of those. I need the scoring. Good reserve parking at least. Yeah, we've got this next ante to find something. Found something. Kind of insane that it took that long, to be honest with you. I just need to get through my hands here. This might win now. But I don't have a great sense of my score. We're still just really feeling the lack of overstock. Probably taking the skip. I think I need to take this with me as well. I should not be buying those. Many queens? One queen. Two queens. Cool. don't forget the skip. Surely I won't. Is that vampire chat loves? Uncommon block, and if we get a DNA, we might want to for additional scoring. This is better. It's probably better than the golden ticket. I already missed the skip. Whoops. I'm not copying the golden ticket? Could have sworn I moved it. Need the 6s anymore. A bit sketch? No. We knew what was left in our deck. Now we should see every card. How much rolling we're doing? This is probably more money than reserve parking. Okay, I can't... Well, yeah, I shouldn't farm too much here. With the golden ticket, that is. So, like, just don't play a single king. Not a super important strength. Second Ecto is not it. Showman hunting without Overstock is brutal. I mean, we're not really showman hunting, but honestly, everything hunting without the Overstock is brutal. Like, it took 12 antes, 11 antes to find a Baron with a lot of income coming in. Like, that's pretty unlucky. Mask. Thank you for the gifted memberships. And Shady, thank you for the 13. Okay. More strengths, I guess. Put these on some purple so that we miss our rebate a little less often. Okay. Honestly, we don't even need the showman anymore. I should have gotten out of that. Let's just get out of here. This boss is kind of annoying. Is there any reason why I wouldn't take the Hollow Blue Man? Nah. We've already got the Ecto. If anything, we should have just, again, subbed it out for the Showman. Since we don't have any need for repeat jonglers anymore. Well, maybe we do. It is a lot of money. Cosmic Zoom, thank you for the prime. Yeah, maybe we're doing that in the other order. A lot of kings left. Hungman was tempting there. I don't need that yet. I think I have one more queen. Cool. Probably just keep the red seals. So that we can ensure that we have some form of scoring here. Ooh, it's sixes. I mean, we are incentivized to discard them anyway. We just have fewer of them. Money. Don't need the showman. Don't need the ticket anymore. Money now or money later? Probably most important that we get money now, right? Egg. Just don't botch it. Marauder, they give it the 3. Just get me out of here, maybe. Voucher check. What we need, but not terrible. The showman is insistent. But never there when I need him. Hook could be a problem. Or what, like E21? I think we can tank it. We just have to be very, very careful about the contents of our hand. Maybe this can help offset some of it. As can this. Really wish I knew what bosses I had already faced. Here. Probably can't greed the rebate. Smiles in chat. I think we're fine here. Thank you, flower pot. Yeah, the red seals, because we don't have a mime, make a massive, massive difference. God, the showman and these vouchers, my God, dude. The vouchers are horrific. It's fine. So, as a result of the horrible vouchers, we're just in a terrible position. But that can change quickly. Yeah, like we're in a spot where now, even if we're light on jokers, it is entirely the voucher's fault, right? Because of the lack of overstock. But it's not even just the lack of overstock. We just don't have that many vouchers because we've gotten Planet and, well, Planet specifically so many times. Really want to cut the 6. I'm just going to do it. I lose money now, but it'll be more money in the future. I should have taken that stone card. I mean, we might as well. Okay. Again, it's not really the problem that we need to solve right now. I did find it. Both of them. Yeah, we did get a mime in DNA early, but that was before the ecto, so... And before mime was going to do, like, anything. But it would be a lot less of a problem if we had a better voucher situation. That should be our last 6, right? Excellent. Don't need that anymore. Yeah, the rebate is now ready to go. I'd like to get rid of that rock. Me when I'm the Death Star pointing my laser beam. You've got to be kidding me, man. Okay, that's something. What if we start making steel? Just in case we want to kill you and you. I think we'll still see every card. Do you watch the new Star Wars movie? No. I haven't considered watching a Star Wars property in a very long time. And this will make it easier to pick up the bean, I guess. Heard the Mando movie is very mediocre. Even if it's good, I don't have much interest in seeing it, to be honest with you. I don't need more Star Wars in my life at this point. Wait, I killed one too many cards? Streamer can't count. Star Wars as a franchise, they should have said was done a very long time ago instead of milking it for every dollar it could possibly generate. Well, yeah, but won't somebody think of Disney's shareholder value? And also, I don't think it's entirely that. It's just they're rehashing the same story beats for, what, like half a century now? Alright, show me the bean. I mean, red seal is still important. I'd probably take a burger here as well. Maybe not anymore. That is a rather big deal. Again, also fairly unimportant if we don't hit the vouchers that we need. Mine buys us a lot of time. DNA as well. But, like, even with the extra time, we're so far behind on the vouchers right now that, like, we still have to get quite lucky. We need retcon, grabber, nacho tong, overstock plus. We probably don't need nacho tong necessarily. But we need to stop seeing Planet Merchant over and over again. Baby bean bug. Probably not worth that on 3 hands. I don't even know if, like, the full bean bug is worth it on 3 hands with 7 jokers. Doesn't matter whether it's worth it or not. We can't hit anyway because we have no overstock. After I missed, I might have needed to reroll this. We're probably fine as soon as we just hit one of the blueprints or brainstorms, right? Without burglar, there is no bean bug. That's not true. That is simply not the case. I'm copying. That could have just been a throw. Now we're fine. Sideburns of Fire, thank you for the donation. Which does, in fact, force me to sit down on Sunday's stream, so be ready for that. Okay, well, we got the critical voucher. No voucher skip yet, though. And no DNA. Has to be done. Which means we can't roll as hard anymore. People talk about sports, I always feel like a Redditor. I mean, I'm not going to say that's a good thing, but there are worse times to feel like a Redditor, right? Good for naneinf after DNA? Almost certainly not, no, because, like, without Overstock... Overstock is maybe the highest impact voucher on these runs, and we don't have it. Are there good times to be a Redditor? I'm sure that there are a lot of times where Reddit has been on the right side of history. I'm not going to deny that. Okay, then. We don't need that. This has just got to be more, right? It's less annoying, that's for sure. I mean, we can't really do anything with that. It does kind of have a satisfying chain to it, doesn't it? Depends on the subreddits, whether everyone is insufferable or genuinely really positive. That's true. That's true. My judgment is clouded by the fact that, like, I sometimes have the misfortune of subreddits talking about me, which is never a thing that you really want. So maybe I'm giving an unfair shake. Okay, we're done spending for a long time. Do I even have the capacity to make any gold cards right now? I think I do. Because I am quite far behind on money still. This also means we can't take any more cola. Alright. Pray for the voucher skip of all voucher skips, please. Pizza Andrew. Thank you for the donation. Love your decision to support Trans Lifeline on the regular streams. What made you decide to pick it to support? The start of Pride Month like 2 years ago. I put it up just because there are a lot of trans folks within the community and I wanted them to know that they are welcome here, and then people just kept donating even without promoting it in any way, so I just kind of left it up, and then the number kept going up and up and up, so. Way too tall, thank you for the bits. Alright, we need more red seals. We don't care about blue, but we also... It's easier to see when we have a blue seal versus a, like, non-seal card. Doesn't matter. What do we do now? Now we just repeat this setup phase for several antes until we accumulate thousands of dollars and hopefully the right vouchers. We try the slowdown tech? Yes. Because I have the most critical voucher in this one and this one. So, like, I need to get Overstock Plus. Maybe not absolutely mandatory, but it's definitely super important. Like, it's less important now that we've managed to brute force the Jokers. But, like, I mean, we saw how long it took to find the burglar the last time, maybe 2 times ago, when it was, like, almost in the, like, we spent thousands of dollars and it was in, like, ante 31 or 30, despite spending so much. Yeah, magic trick is just that's another bad thing about not having overstock is it's just absolutely a no-go. I don't like taking magic trick without already guaranteed having overstock plus even. Burglar is pretty sneaky, isn't he? Yeah, again, the time where it took me, like, it was probably closing in on $10,000 looking for the burglar that time where it was like ante 30 or ante 31. It's not. There's no amount of money that, well, there is an amount of money that almost certainly guarantees it, but he can be deep in the shops. Am I the only one who only takes magic trick with hologram? That's the main reason to take it, yeah, but it is a less harmful voucher than some of the other ones that clog your shop. So, sometimes you take it on an naneinf run just to get through it. Shops in Balatro are infinite, your money is not? That's a good way of looking at it, yeah. Alright, we need to start stacking some steel, I think. Not this one, though. I guess we have the capacity to do so right now. Because I'm just, like, way behind on deck size, so I can't afford to add more gold, or I won't have enough steel by the end game. Advantage of magic trick is that you can take the second level without further diluting your shop. Exactly, yes. It's unfortunate, but yeah, the advantage of magic trick is that you can get it out of the way. Muffin Man, thank you for the super chat, and Lucas, thank you as well. Glad you enjoyed the co-op. That was actually, the co-op stream was a lot of fun. I may see if some other folks want to try that in the future. Maybe we can do a tag team naneinf with Ran or something. But the advantage of magic trick was making people think you're a wizard. Illusion, Michael. I won't say what a trick is. It's about you're cleared, but again, still looking kind of sketchy here. Was a good Job impression? It's years of practice, my friend. To do co-op PvP with Bean? That would just be Bean carrying me, which is exactly what we did during the Battle Royale segment for the charity streams. So we did kind of do that already. It was 7v7. I also really like the, I do like, it wasn't super difficult or as difficult as I thought once we got out of ante 1, but I do like the way that, like, the 4x blinds on gold stake made us actually make use, like, because with the regular blind scaling, we could just kind of troll each other like we did and still end up fine. But, like, we actually had to play cooperatively with the 4x scaling. And I think that was an interesting twist on the game. Dang. Are we gonna watch Summer Game Fest? I don't know what that is. Is that one of those like award shows disguise or advertising shows disguised as an award show? Game trailers? Okay, yeah. I was correct. So no, I won't be watching that. I will, and this is breaking news, I will be attending SGDQ live in person. And you may in fact see me on the Balatro cast. I'm not doing a run, but I may be commentating a run. And yeah, so that's true. That's true. The cast is happening on a couch, so I will be seated. Unless they allow me to stand on the couch. Should I ask for a standing desk? No, I need a standing couch. Are you listening? I just don't like the way this fella's looking at me right now. But ADEF is doing the run, and it's a pretty cool run. It will be a brainstorm into Perkio, like a filtered seed naneinf. When is GDQ day? Like about a month from now, so the very beginning of July. The Balatro run is... I'm excited because, first of all, the day before, they're doing the 4-player Elden Ring run, which I want to watch. Then, immediately before the Balatro run is a Slay the Spire run, so I get to watch that. So, like, all of the stuff that I want to watch is there. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to be flying in a little bit too late to catch Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, which is a bummer. And I don't think I'll be awake for the drywall eating simulator runs, but at least I got the, 3 out of 5 is not bad. That's probably a reroll. Drywall eating simulator, yeah. So you don't have to, eat the drywall yourself. Why is everyone being so strange about this? He's not exaggerating, it's not a joke, 5:45 a.m. Yep. I would never lie about something so important. Well, why would you want to play it then? So you can get the proper strats for when you, when you do it for yourself. Yeah, the silly games are some of the ones that I kind of want to watch the most, but they're all... like at absurd hours, and I'm already gonna be jet lagged enough as it is. I had to watch Mary Shelley's Frankenstein in English class. The GDQ run? What? Should you have read Mary Shelley's Frankenstein in English class? I feel like that would be a, boy. And teachers want to blame the students for literacy rates going down. Meanwhile, they're forcing them to watch the movie instead of reading the book. How do I click on book? With you open up your e-reader app, obviously. We're sharing horrors from school. I had to read Scarlet Letter by Nathaniel Hawthorne in 11th grade. That book was horrible. I feel like there are worse books that I had to read in 11th grade specifically. I didn't mind Scarlet Letter all that much. I think I had to read Heart of Darkness that year, and that one I was not a fan of. I feel like Scarlet Letter was a pretty easy read. Yeah, Great Gatsby was 11th grade for me as well. That one was kind of freelo. Great Gatsby was Goog? What were we saying about those literacy rates? Great Gatsby. Oh my god. We need a remake stat. Gen Z remake? Gen Z film remake with vertical aspect ratio? Yeah, but like, also, again, because of attention spans and literacy rates and all those other boomer complaints, done in 1 to 2 minute, like, short clips in sequence. The Great Gatsby, episode 5 of 468,000. That's probably too many. If that's a long, no, that's way too many. Let's cut it down to like maybe 80. And shorten the clips a little bit. The film is 67 minutes long. Yeah, it'll be 67 1-minute clips. There we go. Look, that's how you know I'm still in touch with the youths. Tale of Two Cities was actually really good too. Okay. That one I'm going to push back on. I didn't always do my reading because I was not a good student. But I did read that one and I absolutely regretted it. That was one I should have skipped and just passed the test anyway. Okay, finally YouTube chat bringing some actual good sense. I couldn't get through A Tale of Two Cities. I wish I hadn't. It was the best of books, it was the worst of books. Way too real. You only had tests we had to write paper? Oh, yeah, well, we had to do that too, but like... I don't know if you know this, but you can just like lie. Which is good practice for adulthood as well, in which where most of your job that you do is just like lying. Not financial advice, by the way. And maybe mostly applies if you work a customer service role. Or you're speaking to your manager. If you're a manager in chat, you legally have to close your ears for this conversation, though. That's me. I'm financial advice. Whatever you say, drink weed, smoke liquor. Sounds like a chatter with their head on straight. I'm a manager and I wholeheartedly agree. All right. Look, sometimes you take on a role because the only way that the company will give you the raise that they should have given you 5 years ago. So I can respect that. No, but actually that was it? Yeah. I know. I've lived a corporate job for many years. There's a reason I don't anymore. Well, it's because I get to play the silly game instead. Corporate, more like boreprit. Got him. Man, HR will never recover from that. Okay, please just give me the voucher skip. HR just fired me because someone else said that? That's what you get for not reporting it first. How many times have we seen the Planet Merchant, by the way? And don't say infinity, because I will choose to believe it. Potato, thank you for the prime. 6 or 7, that's gotta be right. I mean, our money is decent, but... light and overstock, it's still going to be hard to find the burger. It's going to be hard to find the reserve parking even without a burger, or without an overstock. Take the money. Then we take the money. Yeah, the lack of voucher skips is a bummer. On top of... like, we only have We're going to lose the double tag soon is the problem, right? So we need the voucher skip to show up very soon. What do you mean you lose the double tag soon? In the near future, I'm going to have, like, if I don't skip, I will die, so I don't get to choose what the voucher skip, or the double tags are used for. Like, in 3 antes, we have to start skipping. Did you take a negative skip for the content? Nope. That's... Making a dumb play like that is just bad content. There's, like, almost 0 jokers that would do anything for us right now. Like, just any singular thing at all. So there's no upside, and we lose very important resources in the process. So that would be maybe the worst possible play I could make. We have 5 double tags. I mean, honestly, the double rebate really came in handy because we were able to stack some decent cash despite how long it took us to find jokers. This is actually insane. We do have retcon, yes, but we're in an unfortunate situation. No money, no overstock, no overstock plus. No voucher skip. Infinite planet merchants. No money is a slight overstatement. $3,000 isn't enough to consistently find burglar with overstock plus. We have to roll twice as hard without it. We have no money. We saw a serpent already? We must have. Jeez, those are brutal. It's ante 6. That explains why I don't remember it. Wonder if it would have been worth to take Planet Merchant to stop seeing it. It's never worth to take Planet Merchant to stop seeing it. Because our problem right now is that we can't find Jokers. Because we don't have Overstock. If we take Planet Merchant, first of all, it does not clear a voucher because there's a second stage of Planet Merchant, which is Planet Tycoon, which we would then have to clear. If we take that one, we see 40% fewer Jokers. So we just see no Jokers and have 0 chance of finding the burglar because we still don't have Overstock. So you're trying to solve an issue that is just, it's unfortunately just kind of bad luck, which is a rarity in Balatro. But you're trying to solve bad luck with bad plays that make you more reliant on luck. And the only reason you're even considering that is because of the hindsight of the Planet Merchant showing up so much. Statistically, the Planet Merchant does not show up that much, so it's a bad play to take it. And then on top of that, buying it not only doesn't do anything, but actually causes harm. So, like, ending up with Planet Tycoon, effectively, even if we get to Overstock because of it, would just negate the Overstock, because we're seeing, again, 40% fewer Jokers. So we're just right back in the same situation we currently are. Can't wait for another Planet Merchant. I can feel it coming too. All right, last chance for a voucher skip. Well, we've got literally one more skip for a voucher skip. At least we cleared a voucher this time. Money. We got the best boss blind as well. If we see a turtle no. No, not with 3 hands. We can't do it. Alright, so unfortunately the game plan now is just get lucky. Which again, is not a good spot to be in with this game. We did what we could. Unfortunately, so far we've had like 26 antes of getting quite unlucky instead. With the things that were outside of our control. We did get lucky, I will say we did get lucky with the Spectral cards. We got Ecto very quickly, we got Deja Vu shortly behind that. But pretty much everything after that has been just obscenely below average in terms of like the expected time it takes to find. Thinking Planet Merchant seems like a last-ditch effort, or maybe just take it now, maybe. I hope that message was sent before we had that long conversation. Hopefully the skip tags won't go to waste. There's a very high probability of that. Most skips are quite bad, and we only get to see one more skip. Like, there wasn't even really one worth considering just going in on to make sure we get some amount of positive value. Negative skip? I mean, honestly, I say a lot of bad things about negative skip. In this situation, I think negative skip on average is slightly better than the average skip when we have this many double tags. And copy and mime twice and Baron better. Nope. The same. Well, it's actually worse when we have gold cards. Negative skip would be like top 5. Yeah, it might be up there. I mean, most of them, to be clear, the reason it's better than most of them is most of them are simply say, do nothing, waste your skip tags. Negative tag does at least something. On average, it's very bad and useless, but like it's something. All right. What do we end up with here? Jeez, our vouchers are terrible. Bummer. That is like the worst one. Again, most of them at this point do as much as the standard tag. So it like distinguishing between them is irrelevant. Wiki, thank you for the sub. Egg. Need reserve parking here in an ideal world. I think Andrew... This will take us to 6. I feel like that's slightly better than DNA, right? Should be a reasonably early eye. Or, not eye. Serpent. No, Andrew cannot be copied because it's a passive effect. You can see we already have the discards. The reason Burglar works is it actively gives us the hands at the start of round. Actually, I should play a hand first, not copying you. Vaz, thank you for the prime. I mean, we have to try and eke out as much money as possible here, even if it's painful. Need to copy gold cards for money. But I also need red seals. We did not get a lot of gold cards here. This is why we need the reserve parking. But even then, we have so few hands because our vouchers are so terrible that the reserve parking doesn't do much. Like, we just, what it comes down to is we just have to luck into a burglar quickly. And even then, we can't naneinf yet because we'll be short one hand. Alright. Sure. Voucher cleared at least. Check for money. Yep. Got too much steel as it is. Skip. Okay. That improves our chances quite a bit. That allows us to roll deeper. I'm a little bit worried that we're gonna die sooner than we otherwise would because we have so few hands and discards, right? Because of the voucher situation. But we can roll more aggressively now, at least. Probably do like 40-ish. That was early because the last one was late. Here. Want to discard first this time? What happened to the glass red seal ace? We killed it. We got it to a 2. And then we found a seance. I mean, we had to try. Alright. We are making so much less money because of how few hands we have. Gonna copy photograph with the blueprint and not the hanging chat just to mess with chat. So you're trying to score more? Makes sense. We don't have that much time. We've got like 2 antes. Bummer. I think we're just cooked. What are our skips? It's not terrible. $128. Yeah, I think we kind of need it in the next ante or two. Throw it on the pile, I guess. It's honestly probably not a good use of money. Okay, we're back at the start again. Didn't we just see the wheel? Here. We either need a plus discard or a plus hand to, like, even survive next, or after next ante, I think. Or burger. Well, yeah, but even with burger, we can't get the funny number without also finding a grabber. Should copy mime twice now for more money from the reserve parking and have enough scoring. Okay, you want to count it out? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, you're wrong. Sorry about that. I'm at your scoring hand? Okay, we'll do it again for you. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half. You're wrong. Again. Sorry about that. Thomasaurus Rex, thank you for the 8. And Cow Doggy, thank you for the prime. God, are we gonna need full steel? I think it's E118 here. Forgot to move the Baron, bummer. Okay, that saves me at least. So I can be fully greedy here. Okay, we still just need the voucher though. Wait, no, the hand size does it. Oh my god. We actually got lucky? The hand size does it. Holy. Without the juggle tag, we would have been one hand short. Unreal. This makes up for the catastrophic... Like, what was it last week? We got retcon in 31 antes. Right as we, like, lost all of our money to the Ox. That was last week. Alright, Joker's in the right spots. How'd you get to ante 31 with that? We did, it was ante 29. But we took both time machine vouchers. So it was the 31st ante that, like, it took us 31 antes to find it. Yeah. Naneinf with no overstock is outrageous. It's all because of 8-ball? Sure. It does look nice as a negative, at least. I think I've gotten naneinf without Ecto before, but not without Overstock. Like, I really do think, and C-Dubs is with me on this one, Overstock may be, like, outside of the ones that are absolutely necessary. Like, I mean, you can make a case that retcon isn't technically necessary because you could just get lucky into the Serpent or whatever. Same thing with hand size, but, like, Overstock is at least in the top 3 of most critical vouchers for sure. But it's also, like, the earlier you get it, the higher your chances of hitting naneinf get, right? Because it's one where, unlike, like, antimatter you can delay, retcon you can delay, the hand size vouchers you can delay. Getting overstock early is maybe one of the more critical things to hit. Like, recently, we've just kind of been resetting if we didn't hit an early overstock, but maybe that's a mistake. Overstock provides you the highest amount of flexibility and reliability. I think your lack of overstock was mitigated by generally pretty lucky blueprint. Yes. That's one thing that I did mention, that the Spectrals were very lucky early. The Showman was absurd. The Showman may have been more lucky than the Spectrals, even. Because, again, didn't have blueprint. Or rather, didn't have overstock. That's a very good point, that the Showman luck kind of mitigated the unluck of the vouchers. 3 lucky blueprints, mind you? No. No. We only got 1. We invised into Ecto here. It was only 1. So maybe that's not as lucky as I was initially thinking. But the fact that I got the one from the Showman was quite lucky, given that we didn't have overstock. You only had showman for 1 or 2 antes even without the overstock. Yeah, the speed at which the... And I even botched it because I was so surprised that it happened so quickly because, like, I didn't need the showman after that, and it was actually actively hurting me. I mean, it didn't do anything, but it had the chance to actively hurt me. The fact that it happened so quickly caught me by surprise to the point where I didn't sell out of it as early as I should have. Lenny, thank you for the prime. Single suit has been bothering me for like an hour now, and it's been bothering me too, but like, because the jokers took so long to show up, we had to make some sacrifices along the way. To be fair, you also got that second rebate? Yeah, but I still don't think it was a good play. I think I just got lucky on a bad play. Maybe there's an argument for it. Is this easier than the Perkio naneinf? No. Perkio naneinf is easier, it's just less reliable on a random seed. It's easier, it's faster, it's... If you're on the right deck, it's maybe more consistent. But this is a very, very consistent run. Whereas, again, on a random seed, you're not going to get a perky almost, like, the vast majority of the time. Do you manage to naneinf every week? Not quite every week. Like most weeks. I think usually, so if you expect, you know, there are about 4 weeks in a month, most months. We probably naneinf about 3 of them. I've gotten more consistent over time with it, so it wasn't always at that rate, but that's where it's at now. Does Perkio naneinf only work with Cryptid on Ghost Deck, or are there other ways to naneinf with the Perkio? There are, but that's what we're talking about, right? You could. It's actually easier to do it with. I don't know about easier. It's faster to do it with Perkio on Plasma Deck, but you have to like. It requires more setup and work because you have to find the Cryptid in your inventory, right? So you either need a Sixth Sense or a Seance, probably a Seance. And then you have to get a Perkio, you have to get it early enough to make enough copies of Cryptid. Yeah, but like... You have to get the Perkio early enough. It's more the copy jokers that, like, accelerate things. And you've got a lot more... In my experience, you've got a bit more wiggle room with your setup than you would on this run. You Baron naneinf with 2 ectos and no antimatter. Yep. You just need to figure out where the hand... You need to make up for the... Because you're down... The second ecto is -2 hand size, right? So you need to find a way to make up for the 2 hand size somehow. Usually that's a bean bug. The thing I like about the weekly naneinf runs is assessing where the runs failed and whether or not they were possible. I just assume that even if I fail, they are probably still possible most of the time. Maybe the exception was like the, last week's was definitely possible. I think I made some... I could have improved the very last ante a little bit. I made some good plays to get there, but then like got frustrated and made some poor plays at the very end. maybe the one where it took like almost 1,000 rolls to find either the blueprint or the Baron. Well, we added one of each, basically. That one was a little bit tougher, especially with the lack of blueprint, because that's limiting in not just in terms of our scoring, but also like our money engine. But again, in both of those situations, even though those jokers were astoundingly deep in the shops and like unreasonably so, I still should have just made more money, right? So, skill issue. Like, even last week, I still should have just made more money and gotten better value off of my voucher skips. Here, the vouchers were completely outside of my control, right? Like, I didn't see a single voucher skip in 30 antes, so there was no mitigating the vouchers. So we were just forced into a situation where we had to get quite lucky at the very end. And we did get quite lucky at the very end. Much more aggressive on the rerolls to find the burglar. I think that's a good placeholder to burning it down. Honestly, I had no choice, right? I was dead next ante. This was the cap here, right? Because we were capping out at E128 with almost all steel. So like I had no choice. I was on a tight timeline, so it forced me to roll more aggressively, and maybe that's a decent lesson to learn, though. You cannot be serious.